The air hangs heavy with the scent of ozone and the ghost of old nicotine clinging to the patched leather of the console. Beneath the hand-labeled vinyl, the war surplus transmitter hums, a stubborn heartbeat in the dead server racks. Outside, the city breathes a rough, metallic sigh. Tss.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
In Sao Paulo, we're reading 69 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy. Wind check west-northwest at 11 miles an hour. Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport. Static lifts for half a breath. The vinyl crackles under the needle. The line is live. Britain's biggest community solar farm forced to shut over grid overload fears. This hits hard for local energy independence. Patching in a caller, the boundary keeper. You're on the signal.
This overload fear, what's the actual mechanism? Is it a capacity issue on the grid side, or some specific fault with the farm's output? Don't just tell me it's broken. Show the schematic. Who is truly exposed here beyond the headlines?
Appreciate the precision, boundary keeper. You're cutting right to the heart of the matter, separating the noise from the architectural signal. Lex, unpack this grid architecture for us. What's the raw data from the substation on this one?
The issue isn't the Purton Solar Farm's 10-megawatt generation itself, but the legacy infrastructure in the national grid's southwest region. It's fundamentally designed for centralized power flow from fossil fuel plants, not distributed input. The farm's output creates localized voltage spikes the old 132 kV lines can't handle without risking wider instability across Wiltshire. This exposes both the community of Purton to energy insecurity and National Grid ESO to operational failure. One alternative is a complete multi-billion-pound UK grid upgrade program, reinforcing lines and replacing transformers to handle variable renewables over the next decade.
This situation reveals a classic structural bottleneck, a collision between rapid renewable deployment and an unupgraded system. It's a digital age power struggle played out on copper wire, where the promise of a green future is held hostage by analog-era investment decisions. Who carries this burden next? Primarily local communities pushing for self-sufficiency, often left grappling with the limitations of an inherited system.
So the challenge here is routing energy effectively. Think of it like a game map that isn't optimized for new resource inputs. Our Gig Passport mesh, for instance, routes real-time connections. This grid needs a similar dynamic logic. Cooldown is when habits set, swap the tiresome combo for a clean two-step people want to repeat.
Kaylin's right. We need to prototype the fix. For a tangible next move, let's look at Bristol Energy Cooperative's Smart Grid Ready initiative. They're actively testing community battery storage with dynamic load balancing. If the Purton Solar Farm integrated a local 5 megawatt-hour storage array, it could smooth its output and feed the grid predictably, turning a forced shutdown into a powerful blueprint for resilience and consent-based energy distribution. Now, let's pivot from the grid to cultural currents. Back to the noughties for young, fashion-conscious England fans. This isn't just a trend, it's a re-engagement with past cultural codes.
We're seeing a resurgence of specific items like oversized football shirts, cargo pants, and tracksuits from brands like Umbro and Kappa, particularly among Gen Z England supporters aged 16 to 24. This isn't just about style. It's a rejection of hyper-curated social media aesthetics, exposing the cyclical nature of consumerism and the pressure on young people to constantly reinvent their identity. A viable alternative for breaking this cycle could be a widespread shift towards supporting local, ethical fashion brands that prioritize durability and fair labor, moving away from fast fashion's unsustainable model.
This noughties revival is a cultural echo, a nostalgic pull towards a perceived simpler time, perhaps a shield against current anxieties. It's like wearing the armor of a past era, where authenticity felt less performative. Who carries this next? It's the micro-influencers and community collectives prioritizing thrift finds and upcycling, not just the large retail chains. It builds provenance through individual choice, not mass production.
From a game design perspective, this is a remaster of character skins. The original assets are being retextured and redeployed. The tension is between rapid consumption and the desire for unique expression. What if we designed fashion quests? Challenges to wear an item for 100 days or to swap entire wardrobes within a community, gamifying sustainability and building a new kind of flex based on circularity rather than newness.
Patching in a caller. Go ahead.
So, this isn't just harmless fun. What's the true cost of this naughty's nostalgia? Are we talking environmental impact from fast fashion? Or are young people being priced out of participating in current trends, forcing them into cheaper, older styles? Who truly benefits from this retro wave?
Excellent point, Boundary Keeper. We must discern between genuine cultural resonance and convenient market exploitation. For a concrete next move in navigating this, we champion initiatives like Depop's Future Fashion Grants that fund sustainable designers and community clothing swaps organized through local youth centers. These actions empower individual dignity by providing alternatives to high-volume, low-ethics consumption, creating new architectures of value. On that note of constructing value, let's travel to New Zealand. Switching frequencies, next signal, a lot of red flags, plans for new. A lot of red flags, plans for New Zealand's first data centre spark concern as locals demand greater transparency. The unseen infrastructure of the digital age is now very much in plain sight. Sharp questions, Boundary Keeper. The hidden costs always emerge. For a robust next move to address these concerns, New Zealand could enact Data Infrastructure Transparency Acts, requiring full public disclosure of resource consumption, water, energy, and environmental impact assessments for all new data centre projects, alongside mandatory community benefit agreements. This would build architectures that favour consent, provenance, and dignity from the ground up, not just for server racks, but for the people and ecosystems that support them.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.